Welcome to the Smarter Soccer Podcast.
In this episode, we'll be discussing the one thing you need to do before you start your soccer preseason. If there's one thing that smarter soccer players understand, it's that they should be in peak condition prior to arriving at their first preseason session. Now you may say, how does being fit have anything to do with soccer intelligence? Well, I'm glad you asked. Smarter soccer players know that preseason isn't the time to get into shape or get their first touches on the ball after a long summer layoff. On the contrary, the preseason is where players get to impress their coach and secure a starting position. Arriving to preseason soccer in peak physical condition communicates to your coach that you're serious about your performance, committed to the team, and dedicated to your sport. And what soccer coach doesn't want those attributes from every one of their players? Every single coach. However, arriving to preseason in peak condition has additional benefits that smarter soccer players know will give them an advantage throughout the season. The biggest boost? Injury prevention. The latest statistics show that players in top physical condition have significantly less injuries than players that let their physical conditioning slip during the off-season. This is especially apparent in hamstring injuries, which are occurring on a more frequent basis as the modern game becomes more physical and faster. Today's smart players also know that their off-season training cannot simply consist of going on long-distance runs. That may have been how dad and moms used to train 30 years ago when they were playing, but modern training now models what players are actually doing during a game. Players have to modify their training to address the increase in the intensity and physical nature of the game. This means less long-distance running and more hard sprints, more jumping, more shuffling, more running backwards, and more movements that mimic what actually happens in a game. Sprinting is especially important, states Tom Joel, strength and conditioning coach and sports scientist at the English Premier League's Leicester City Football Club. According to recent statistics, there is 35% more sprinting in professional games now compared to only a decade ago. Defenders achieved the biggest increase in the study, up to a 63% increase over the course of the 7-year study for long-distance sprints. In Germany's top-tier professional league, the Bundesliga, there are now a higher number of sprints that directly precede goals than ever before in their history. Age-appropriate strength training should also be included in your preseason conditioning regimen. With hamstring injuries on the rise, soccer-specific hamstring strength training should certainly be incorporated. Ask your soccer trainer or doctor what exercises are appropriate for your age, weight, and ability. Another aspect about being in peak condition is that great players never get tired, which is the main reason that at the end of a game, a great player often makes the clutch play or scores the winning goal. Smarter soccer players understand that being in top physical condition is something they control, not the coach, not their teammate, not their parents, not the fans, not the parents on the sideline, and certainly not the opponents. And close games are often won by the team that's more physically fit, because not only is it a physical advantage, but it's also a big psychological advantage. I never get tired. So how can you adapt your physical training to the evolution of the game? Train like the pros. This is a topic that's way too expansive for a single podcast episode. But there are plenty of resources that can assist you in making intelligent decisions on how to train effectively. And we actually give you a few activities that our coaches love on our website if you go to smarter.soccer and look under the Soccer Hacks category. Our suggestion would be to ask your coach several weeks prior to preseason camp. Not a day before, not a couple days before, several weeks. I know what you're thinking. Oh, he or she's probably on vacation, or they don't want to be disturbed, or insert any lame excuse here. Now here's the kicker. Smart players know that if they reach out to their coach weeks prior to the start of camp, they make an invaluable impression. especially when you show up to camp in phenomenal shape and make everyone else look slow, tired, and weak. It also demonstrates that you're coachable, serious about your performance, committed to the team, and dedicated to the sport. Now that's smart. That's all for this episode of Smarter Soccer. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Smarter Soccer podcast. To learn more about Smarter Soccer, please visit smarter.soccer. While you're browsing our Soccer Hacks blog or downloading our free resources, make sure you sign up for our newsletter and follow us on Twitter and Instagram @smarter_soccer for both platforms. If you have any comments, feedback, or a suggestion for a future episode, please drop us an email, comments@smarter.soccer. Thanks for listening. See you next time.